So we have a debate coming up, and I look forward to that. And she'll be exposed. This is a tough business if you're a Republican. It's a lot easier to be a Democrat.
The fallout from Vice President Harris's CNN interview is shaking up the 2024 presidential race.
Fracking, as you know, is a pretty big issue.
In 2020, I made very clear where I stand. We are in 2024, and I've not changed that position, nor will I going forward.
She did not look like the mantle of a president. And then number two, she backtracks on all of the leaks that her campaign was using to backtrack off of her radical, progressive, liberal agenda. It did not go well.
Heartbreak and outrage as America's best ally in the Middle East, Israel, confirms the murder of 6 hostages, including 1 American.
And in Gaza, a tragic discovery intensifies the ongoing conflict.
U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman is in Israel right now as the U.S. works to avoid further escalation in the Middle East.
We begin with breaking news from Gaza, where the Israeli Defense Forces have recovered the bodies of 6 hostages.
We found their bodies and we brought them back to Israel. We examined them and we found that they were murdered by Hamas recently.
The IDF announcing they have found 6 dead hostages taken by Hamas on October 7th inside of a tunnel in Gaza just days ago.
Sadly, that includes the remains of Hirsch Goldberg Poland, who is the 4th American hostage believed to have been killed by Hamas.
The discovery has sent shockwaves across Israel as the conflict continues to escalate.
So we should all understand, we should win this war. We shouldn't end this war. Ending this war now, meaning that we allow Hamas to survive after the atrocities that they committed, and it will inspire Iran and all its terrorist proxies in our region to continue with their crazy dream to annihilate Israel.
The Israeli government remains resolute in its mission to eradicate Hamas, despite mounting international pressure.
Hamas doesn't want to accept any responsibility for killing the hostages. They want to blame Israel and the United States. But the reality is, according to the IDF, these hostages were actually executed in the recent days as Israeli forces moved in. And it gives you a sense of the pressure right now on these negotiations that are still ongoing at the working level in Doha. There's a lot of pressure because if there is not a ceasefire agreement, it means the war continues. And the hostages, dozens of them that are still alive inside Gaza, their lives are currently at risk.
Turning now to the 2024 presidential campaign.
I want to ask you about your opponent. I was a little bit surprised. People might be surprised to hear that you have never interacted with him, met him face to face. But what I want to ask you about is what he said last month. He suggested that you happened to turn black recently for political purposes, questioning a core part of your identity.
Yeah.
Any?
Same old tired playbook. Next question, please.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Fallout from Vice President Harris's CNN interview is causing waves across the political spectrum.
I'm pretty sure that the rest of this interview did not go well, but we'll see. But the bigger issue is Kamala Harris has hidden from the press because she cannot actually go toe-to-toe with reporters and the American people to question and go through her record. It is a radical record. It is a bad record for the American people.
So we have a debate coming up, and I look forward to that. And she'll be exposed.
Her statements have sparked both support and criticism.
So Biden was on pace to get crushed at the top of the ticket and drag House Democrats down. But now Harris is doing much better, doing something closer to what Biden did in 2020. That's going to help in places like New York and California, where Democrats have 8 opportunities to win districts that Biden won in 2020.
The political landscape is rapidly evolving as each side responds to the latest developments.
The imagery did not look good. She did not look strong. She did not look like the mantle of a president. And then number two, she backtracks on all of the leaks that her campaign was using to backtrack off of her radical, progressive, liberal agenda. It did not go well.
All the fake news, I call it, is the biggest problem of all. Because they immediately went from her being a joke, not qualified, she'll be terrible, and she's the worst vice president in history, to all of a sudden, she's wonderful, but she's not wonderful. So we have a debate coming up, and I look forward to that, and she'll be exposed.